Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in once again. We are here in Washington, D.C. We all made it.
We made it. We're here.
Yeah, all right, in person. And so we're going to bring you coverage of the International Ataxia Research Conference. And in this video, we're going to talk to Jen Farmer, and we're going to find out why FARA does research, why this is part of what FARA does, a research conference like this, and why it's valuable to bring all these scientists from all over the world.
I think a lot of our audience is probably familiar with the FARA symposiums, one that happened at CHOP, they happen in Los Angeles, kind of all over the country. Tell us, if you would, how what we're attending here, the International Ataxia Research Conference, is different than a patient symposium.
Yeah, so what we're calling the IARC, the International Ataxia
Hashtag IARC2019.
That's right.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the IARC is really geared towards the scientists and bringing them together to share what's going on in their labs and in their research world with the greater scientific community, and give that real-time exchange of what's happening and what can I learn from you, and what can we as a field learn from each other to keep us going forward. And you know, that's the other part of why we want to bring them together is, you know, Ron Bartak's going to hug every single person. Okay?
Multiple times.
Over 2.5 days, he's going to hug everybody. And, you know, and Kyle, you know, we're going to talk to them about how important their work is to us. Right? There's nothing more important than these people devoting their lives to FA research.
Right.
And we want to give them, you know, that reminder of how important they are, and, you know, have them leave here with that sense of renewed passion and urgency for what they're doing. And that's the other reason why these meetings are so important.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible. Like, I'm sure you saw it a lot when you were in pizza, but like the conversations that just take place in the hallway, like not necessarily while, you know, on the microphone with a lectern, you know, in front of a big crowd, but like in the hallways. That's where the stuff, I feel like, really gets done and action really moves forward.
Yeah. Another fun part of the conference, I think, too, is, you know, we always make sure that there's time after somebody makes a scientific presentation for questions.
And for them to challenge each other.
And, you know, there's nothing better than when somebody finishes a talk and there's a line at the microphone, you know. I mean, the poor person who's got to answer all the questions. But, you know, people are respectful, but they want to dig in. They want to understand what that person's really thinking and presenting and how to apply the next piece of that. And, you know, that discussion, that Q&A that happens at the end, that doesn't happen if you don't have something like this.
Tell us a little bit how the conference is organized. So it's 3 days. I mean, it starts tomorrow night, Wednesday, goes all day Thursday, all day Friday, and Saturday morning. That's a lot of science.
Yeah.
How does that all break out? What's going to happen in the next couple of days?
And it's a packed agenda. I mean, we go from 8 in the morning till 10 at night some days. Yeah. So the conference is organized into sessions based on topics, right? So we've got genetics and the neurophysiology and mechanisms of disease, cell and animal models, natural history and biomarkers, clinical trials, drug discovery, so lots of different sessions. And so in any one session, there'll be a series of talks that are given. We have also this year, we added something because we had so many submissions of research and wanted to give as many people as possible a chance to present their work. We're also put in some flash talks. So real short 3-minute presentations on you know, six topics, one right after another. It's just another way for people to get more exposure to the research that's going on and more people a chance to present.
Yeah.
So, Jen, you mentioned how many people are at this conference. And can you talk a little bit about the significance of that? I mean, this is a rare disease. Even when you consider all ataxias, right, which this conference is, it's still pretty darn rare. How significant is it that we've got over 400 scientists and pharma companies and other interested parties at this conference?
Yeah, I'm super excited by the number. The very first research conference that FARA held had 65 scientists.
Yeah.
And so to be at over 400 from over 20 different countries is really phenomenal. But I think it should also give you hope and confidence, right? We've got so many people actively working in this space. Like the amount of information now that's kind of getting churned out, and the progress that we make from that is tremendous. And that's the other thing I take from this is, is hope and optimism that we're going to achieve our goal of treatments and a cure for FA because we've got this strong research behind all of us.
Yeah.
So
let's dial that down, though. I think everyone in the audience is probably familiar with the infamous FA treatment pipeline, which is one of the greatest Excel-type spreadsheets I've ever looked at myself. How does all this get distilled down to that pipeline? How does what we're doing in the next couple of days get on that sheet?
So, we cover everything from the most basic science. Where's the gene? What does it do? What's going on in the cell? To then drugs that are being discovered and progress in clinical trials and the biomarkers and natural history, like everything. In 2.5 days, we're covering the whole landscape of FA research and even, a little bit beyond FA. And so, that early stuff, the basic science, the stuff going on at the lab bench, is really what informs what eventually gets to the pipeline. That's where a discovery is made that leads us to a new drug target or a new idea that can be tested for a treatment. And so, it starts with kind of feeding that pipeline, getting ideas, getting new information, and new leads. And something gets to the pipeline once it's been vetted. You've got a drug that has been tested in cell and animal models, is ready for testing or going, it's on the path to be tested in people. And then in that pipeline, we've got a lot going on too, right? You've got all the different colors signify different treatment approaches. So are we targeting the FA gene? Are we targeting the frataxin protein? Are we downstream in mitochondrial? And so there's a lot going on there. And so one of the biggest areas of this conference, the most subscribed area in terms of scientific submissions, was in drug discovery and therapeutic approaches.
Which is incredible.
So
That's
awesome, right?
incredible.
That's
I feel like you're like, what else could this pipeline get? Like, there's a lot of stuff on there, and then all of a sudden, now that's the biggest part is discovering new things to put on the pipeline.
Well, and we have to, because we have to also, be realistic that not everything that makes it to the pipeline is going to make it all the way across to the finish line. And
so now I understand we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff the whole week, right?
Yeah.
Day after day after day.
So we've lined up a bunch of researchers who are giving presentations at the conference to come and be interviewed.
Yep.
And so that you guys can help them break down their scientific jargon.
That's right.
And give it to everyone straight.
You're going to know about ASOs and ferroptosis, and if you're not excited, why you should be, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. You're going to know about gene therapies and delivery mechanisms.
ASOs.
ASOs, baby.
I didn't know what the A and the S meant earlier, but now I do. And hey, maybe that's something people will find out if they come back and watch the next few videos, right?
We're going to do flash interviews with the young researchers, the poster presenters. We're going to cover the flash talks.
Yep.
Yeah,
live from the poster room, right?
Live from the poster room.
We're going to get to talk to some of the scientists that were around and discovered the gene, the FA gene, and, some of the founding scientists at FARA that really got this whole thing going and continue to put their heart and soul in it every day.
It's hard to overstate the collection of just brilliant scientists and movers that are at this conference. It was a moving experience for me 2 years ago in Pisa. Looking at the list this year, I think it's going to be an equally impressive experience. And I think I'm thrilled to be able to do this, to interview people like you, to hang out with Kyle. And I think we're all happy to share it with you.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for coming with us.
Yeah, thanks. Tune in for our next video. It'll be posted on the FARA website.
FARA YouTube, yes.
FARA YouTube video. Subscribe if you haven't.
And
Facebook, Twitter.
That's right.
LinkedIn, perhaps.
Chat us your questions.
Chat us your questions.
Good call. Yeah, leave the questions in the comment. We'll find it. Yeah.
Yep.
Tough to.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.